According to local sources, there has recently been an invasion of 16 hyperactive adrenaline addicts all sharing a single brain cell at TeamSport Leicester. Eyewitnesses claim it was Perico Karting and friends going full minion mode, and this footage was captured from the scene.
Go Kart! Go Kart! If you are having reoccurring nightmares, stay away from all forms of pasta. Go Kart!
Why did you say that?
Yeah, I don't think the marshals were ready for us that morning. I'm on track with a bunch of people from my Discord community today, so there's a lot of excited energy going on here. As far as the race goes, however, there is a slight bit of spice at play, because this current fleet is soon to be replaced, meaning that management aren't really going to splash cash on new parts for a fleet that's getting shown the door in a few months. This, of course, means at least one of these karts is not making it to the line. I wonder who? Regardless, there's only really one way to find out, so let's hit the grid and let's get going. Or rather, we will when the pole sitter's kart gets restarted. Oh god. Okay, so right off the bat, we've got a concertina effect of jump starts on the right-hand side of the grid because of that green light there, including myself because I know what I'm doing, I swear, I'm not terrible at this. I hastily pull myself back over the line as quickly as I can.
Jump start, Norris!
And...
Go Kart!
The lights go green and let's go racing. Now, I have been gifted an almighty opportunity here, starting in the second row, which means I start in P4, which means I'm automatically in a position to be able to gain 2 overtakes straight off of the rip going through to turn 4. Now I just need to chase down the pole sitter there, whose kart does seem to be having troubles if the fact that it cut out on the line has anything to show for it. I get a much cleaner exit out of this banked corner than he does, and I start gaining like I've got DRS coming up the ramp. I find the gap on the inside, he doesn't really fight it, and I immediately take... first? I'm in first! Oh god! Oh no, I've never been here before! First at a track like TeamSport Leicester is a blessing, because I remember the last time I came here, this track was really, really hard to overtake on. Not to mention the fact that this place has fleet issues, like I said before, which means I have a better chance than ever of finally winning one of these races. But a massive contributor to my potential victory in this race is basically what happened to everyone else. We're currently watching the perspective of MANGODOESMOTOS right here, who captures basically this massive scuffle that happens at turn 4. Luke absolutely pile drives the back of Ryan Cirrus, causing him to spin out, and he loses a lot of positions as a result. There are many more capable racers on this grid that I still need to worry about though, so I'm not celebrating way too early just yet, but having at least one of them out of the way is a bit comforting. Now, the newfound excitement of leading a race for once, combined with the strange traction going through turn 2, means that I understeer coming out of the exit of turn 2, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. The stress is starting to get to me, and the Perico special isn't working in my favor here because the traction isn't low enough, so I really need to knuckle down and stop making silly mistakes. The question of whether I was going to get any good content from this race was starting to brew on my mind at this point, because I was in front by myself with not a lot going on in front of me. And while it would have been fantastic for my race if nothing happened in front of me, it wouldn't have been very good for the video. But unfortunately for the racing side of me, not everything is going to be that straightforward. I've started to catch up to the first wave of back markers, and right here is the first one. And I was originally really concerned because I know that Leicester is a really hard track to overtake on. This guy tries to close me off at the apex of 3, but I just managed to squeeze myself through, so fortunately, he's not going to continue to be a threat. Hellgas right there behind me has been tailing me in P2 this whole time, but he's apparently going to have some trouble trying to get past this guy because he actually starts to lose positions after this point. Okay, so now I just need to knuckle down and focus because I'm starting to catch up to people, and now I need to start fighting for my win. Numerous laps later, I've caught up to the back of another one, and I start gaining on the approach towards the bank corner and get a much more aggressive entry than he does. He kind of looks over, sees me, lets me straight through, so thank you very much for that. That's another one out of the way. And 4 more laps later, here is Becca. Now, Becca is a very competitive individual, which means that I actually might have a bit of a problem trying to get past her. Her head is going absolutely everywhere at all times. She gets quite a tight exit coming out of the banked corner. She's constantly on the lookout for me, left and right looking, left and right again. She's holding, she's defending. She is not going to let me have this easily. So she makes sure to cover every line she can coming towards this down ramp. But unfortunately, she gets a horrendous snap of understeer coming through the last corner. And I know from experience with Ryan that it's instrumental to try and get as tight a line as you can going through the last corner so that you can get through anyone who might be holding you up. Right here is Marshall, who goes deep into turn 4, and I thought he was defending as well, but then he kind of goes deep coming into the corner straight towards the banked corner, so he just lets me straight through. Thank you, Marshall. The guy ahead of me's clearly got sore hands because he's giving his hands a little bit of a wave, but I need to catch up to him and get him out of my way as quickly as I possibly can. I chase him down the down ramp here, and he's actually got a pretty good handle on the final corner. He's not really understeering through it. He sees me, he's well aware of my presence, but he gets a horrendous snap of understeer coming through this corner here. Understeer does seem to be a common theme with this fleet of karts, but that's good for me because I seem to have a handle on mine. Thank you, kart gods. Many uneventful laps in the lead later, I finally catch back up to kart 15 again, who goes quite tight on my left, which means I accidentally send them directly into the barriers trying to take the corner on the inside. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but I didn't really have anywhere else to go. But up ahead of me is another back marker. I'm not sure who this is. We'll have to catch up to them to find out, though. However, I do seem to be gaining on them quite quickly, so I don't think they're going to be much of a threat, fortunately. Upon closer inspection, that appears to be Kart 9, and I know that Kart 9 has an understeer problem, so I hug the barriers nice and tight, puts me on the inside line coming down the main straight, and secures me another overtake. Thank goodness for that. This is awfully quiet. Maybe a little too quiet. I'm starting to get suspicious now. But you know what? It's been a quiet one. A couple laps later, I'm kind of just cruising along. I'm pretty confident that I'm going to win this without much trouble. Oh my god, that pack ahead of me is huge. I have a serious fight on my hands. But I'm feeling confident, as you're about to hear from this absolute war cry I'm about to let out. I am him! I am him indeed! I'm not sure what compelled me to shout that, but I'm not sure I'm going to be feeling like him as soon as I catch up to this little pack here. Because these are the guys, I think, ranging in between P12 to P8. And they are absolutely not slouches. They're just being held back by their machinery. So, I'm starting to worry now. I've now caught right up to the back of them, and the first person in my way is the very handsome OBTAIZEN, who lets me through straight away. You handsome devil. But a little bit later into the lap, I capture this rather interesting interaction between MANGODOESMOTOS, JB Karting, and Callum Goes Karting, who, by the way, last time was actually Satan at this track. He has unfortunately rolled a D1 on his kart, though. That's the only reason he's down here in P8. He's getting a little bit frustrated by Mango. I'm not exactly sure why, but all I know is I need to get past Callum as quickly as possible while this battle unfolds in front of me. But things are about to take a little bit of a conspiratorial turn, because as we exit the banked corner here, you'll notice JB just lets Mango straight through? Much to the annoyance of dear Callum Goes Karting right here, who has been trying to fight his way through this pack the whole time. He tries to follow Mango straight through and ends up in a little bit of a side-by-side fight with JB here, which was really entertaining to watch, but really stressful to be behind because I was fighting for position at the time. JB has the inside coming into turn 2, which means I need to try and capitalize on that. I try and go for a move that absolutely isn't on and essentially punt Callum out of the way. Callum, I am so sorry. I wanted to overtake you, but that's not how I wanted to do it. That won't be the instance of stupidity born of desperation, though, because I've caught up to the back of JB Karting and I'm about to attempt the exact same thing. I am so many kart lengths behind, I shouldn't be making moves like that. JB lets me know by giving me that cheeky little finger wag, but he accepts the fact that he is in fact a back marker and decides to let me through right here. I, however, accidentally screw him over by accidentally oversteering into this apex here, which, as you can see from his footage, means that I clip him, causing him to understeer here and letting Callum straight back through again. JB, I'm so sorry. Man, I really need to get a grip on my driving. A little bit later, we've caught up to the back of another pack right here, and that right there is Becca once again, and someone facing the wrong way into turn 3, which of course brings out the yellow flag, and Becca overtakes on a yellow, and I just kind of follow her straight through. That was silly of me. That could have resulted in something bad for me, but fortunately, the marshals didn't seem to notice or didn't seem to care. The lights go back green again. I try and find a gap on Becca, and that doesn't seem to work, but I know I need to get past her as quickly as I can, so I decide to throw it down the inside for a fantastic move. I'm feeling proud of myself until I realize it's yellows.
I didn't see it.
Here's that from Becca's perspective.
Bye, have a great time.
And here's me sheepishly trying to explain myself.
I saw it go green. I saw it go green, and then I saw it went yellow after I overtook you.
It's alright, don't worry. I'm back faster anyway, so. From Princeton, you get the position.
After settling the score with Becca with a game of rock, paper, scissors, we enter a period of the race that we affectionately referred to as the Long Red, which was a ridiculously long red flag caused by JB's kart finally giving out after 39 valiant laps of racing. So, while he gets swapped into a new kart, we all just sort of collectively lose our minds.
It's made me look like a f***ing idiot because I've basically bumped past 2 people and overtaken 2 on yellow. Don't do what I do. Just don't do what I do.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a messy race so far, but still a really fun one. But there is still 11 laps to go, so I think it's about time we get moving again and complete this race once and for all. Now, the race has been underway for a couple of laps now, and I really hope you haven't forgotten dear MANGODOESMOTOS over here, who I am now chasing to try and get past. He is basically just following the racing line the best he can, but I'm trying to find gaps that aren't there, but not really full sending because I don't really want to crash into him per se. So I'm just sort of putting the pressure on, making sure that he knows I'm there. I get a wider entry into this corner, meaning I get more exit speed coming out, and then he has a horrible snap of understeer on the entry into this corner, which gives me the inside line here, but I brake suddenly, switch to the inside for the down ramp, and pull off a brilliant move. And if we can rewind that, you'll hear my reaction to it. Channeling my inner Kool-Aid man there, I think. I'm not thoroughly sure why I said that, but that's fine. I'm behind Marshall here again, who very graciously gets off the racing line so I can shoot straight by, but I get a terrible exit coming out of 4, and I'm starting to get really stressed now, because I have no idea what lap it is, or where P2 is. I really, really want to win this race, but I don't know where everyone is, and we've been on track for a long time. This has been agony, and I just want it to end. A couple more awkward interactions are about to follow. I'm behind Kart 15 again, who's kind of really struggling with that kart, has a horrible snap of oversteer coming out of the exit of one corner, bumps into the apex of another. I'm just trying to find the gap straight by. I get on the inside coming towards the main straight, he kind of brakes to let me through, and then as I'm approaching 2, on my inside suddenly was Mango, and I absolutely was not expecting him and accidentally closed him into the apex, almost putting him into the barriers and ruining his race. I do not have a singular clue what I'm doing. I just want this to end. Where's the flag? The next few laps weren't very eventful, and it's about time to put this race to bed, so here we are on the final lap. I can see the marshal already starting to make his way towards the start-finish line, which absolutely spurs me on, because I know the moment I cross the line will be for the final time, and I will finally be a race winner at TeamSport. I was so close to doing this at Coventry, and I'm amazed that it was actually Leicester where I was able to pull this off for the first time. I take these final series of corners with as much care and precision as I can, and as I'm coming round the final corner, I can see the marshal with the flag waving me through, and let me tell you, that feeling after this race was absolutely euphoric, and I am absolutely delighted at this point. So I think it's time to pull into the pits and have a chat with Karts Against Humanity and Karting with Josh about how that went.
I won! I won! This go-kart, this kart is so quick. Really quick kart.
It's races like these where I feel genuinely grateful for the community I have, because the vibes and the energy here at TeamSport Leicester this morning were absolutely electric. Everyone who attended this race helped to make it so enjoyable, and that's what makes it an even bigger honor to have won it. P2 goes to Karts Against Humanity, and P3 goes to... JB? Hang on a minute. Nope, hang on. Turns out his kart swap jumped him 6 places by accident, so this podium spot rightfully belongs to Karting with Josh. Whoops. So, congrats to Josh on the P3. P1, of course, goes to me. I finally won a 50-lap race, and all it took was a jump start, 2 yellow flag overtakes, and 2 counts of attempted murder. Oh God, I'm a fraud!